Take a nap. Then don't be difficult. You just say, okay, Dad. Dad, I'd recommend you stop talking. I would recommend you stop talking. Okay, first things, let's get our sauce made. Big thing here, be sure you're using DOP. This is get certified. These tomatoes are coming from that region in Italy. But I would for sure make sure that you have that. This microfiber towel I use to clean off the counter and make sure I get all the particles. And then I have a blue one, which is more of a general type of rag. Right, so next, we're going to go ahead and we need to essentially mash these. Really simple process. Now these will squirt. These are full tomatoes. Be very careful because you'll see the juice. I've had it squirt out everywhere. You can hear them. Just move the speaker away a little bit further. And when I mash these up, I want texture. I don't want this to be a consistent paste. One thing I've looked at is like, how do I get these to be more, just less of an issue? Like, it doesn't take a lot of effort to mash things up like this. So all we're looking for some small chunks in it, right? That's all we're kind of looking for. And that's an interesting piece. That part's the actual stem. You can see the whole tomato right there. Back into the thing. So I'm making about 800 grams worth of sauce. I don't usually go through an entire thing of sauce for pizzas, even if I'm making 6 or 7 at a time. I am just, still going to use the sauce though for a bunch of random stuff. I'll use it for dipping sauces, or I'll use it for, one that I use it for pasta is still pretty good. But I never cook my sauce. Nice thing, I got one kid down for a nap. Yeah, it's kind of an interesting can. I've never had these consistency issues before in a can. I'm sure it'll taste fine, just there was one single tomato that didn't quite get processed correctly on their end. Okay, cool. That's pretty much good to go. Just going to wipe off my hands there. Put that in there. Over here. I said then I'll just come here with I like to come here with this, wipe it up, and then I will pull that over. Just quick strain. This is just alcohol with some water, essential oil, and then distilled vinegar. Luckily, this got caught. I was able to save it and land it on my bottom part of my shelf. Okay. That sauce is there, which is good. Let's get the scale out. Okay. Now we're gonna go for we're gonna 12 grams of salt. Now I used to grind my own salt. It made me feel fancy. But what I found is that when you do your own salt, the salt granules are just not as consistent. And I'm really looking for consistency in this sauce. Cool. So we got 12 grams of salt. Perfect. We're gonna go 30 grams. And then we're gonna go 30 grams of olive oil. I use Partana. There are other types of Partana. There's this red can that I have not tried yet that I want to give a go with, but this has turned out really good. It kind of just helps, works more as like an emulsifier. I don't even know emulsifier. It just kind of brings everything together rather than just kind of overpowering it. I don't want that olive oil to kind of kill everything. But this stuff is really good. We're gonna go about 30 grams. Basically just a tad over because sometimes the oil will get stuck. It's not much, like I'm taking like half a gram over, not much more. I'm at 30.15 and this thing was teared out before, so. Yeah, and I lost 2 grams there, so I need to put like up to 4. There we go, 3, so I'm gonna try to, I think this is closer down to 1. Yeah, it's still just tad under, it's all right, close enough. We try to get, like, usually I have tolerances of no more than like 2%. So I try to stick to. Now this one, I will put a new container because this stuff right here, this is essentially the secret ingredient that makes everything delicious. It's essentially anchovy oil. So the way they make anchovies is pretty cool. They go out and they put it into a barrel and they salt them and they put this little tiny hole at the bottom. And Delfino Batista makes this particular brand, does third size barrels, so they're smaller than normal. And what they'll do is it's just let it drain out over a period of months. So stuff is very strong. It's like an umami bomb in your mouth, and there's a bit of chemistry behind this, which is really cool. I forget the names, like glutamate something, but what ends up happening is that usually this comes out pretty close. Yeah, see 0.4, good. I'd rather go a little bit light than heavy on this. The olive oil, there's a bit more forgiveness. On this stuff, it's so strong. It's delicious, but it's really strong. I'm gonna leave that there because this is a key ingredient. Sure, agree. Now, it's really important that the sauce sits at room temp for at least 30 minutes. at least, because you want all these flavors to infuse. Now, originally I was putting in basil leaves into the sauce, letting it sit, but then it would get all wilted, and it just the flavors just seemed just a little bit off, just a little bit off. And so just seemed a little bit off. And so now I just kind of mix it. Originally I was doing like 10 turns. I was getting real precise on how many spoonfuls to turn this. It's just, but I couldn't ever get it consistently. You can see the oil and the cold turkey keeps wanting to separate. So I kind of just keep going until I feel like I got a good mixture. I wish I could get a bit more precise on the sauce. That is one area I've done. Ingredient-wise, steps-wise, flavor-wise, it's all consistent, but the assembly process is much different. All right, I'm going to set that to the side. Next, what we're going to work on is we're going to be working on our cheese. This right here will be good for just over 6 pieces of cheese, or six blocks of cheese. And what I found, I've never worked with this before, but the wife bought it, and so I want to give it a shot. It's a Trader Joe's brand mozzarella, which I found some of these store brands to be phenomenal. With Kirkland, I have most of Kirkland. Okay, so now that these are out, I'm going to go and get some dough balls out. Bear with me. I'll be right back. Okay, so we got our dough balls out at about 20 minutes. What time is it? 12:38. All right, 12:38. 3 dough balls are out. We're just gonna set these off to the side here. Okay. And normally I will pre-portion all this, so when I make it, it's really easy to just throw it on. But today I don't have as much time to prep, so I'm gonna kind of wing it. Not in terms of measuring, but I'm gonna just kind of go as we go. I'm gonna try to get the mozzarella. I'm gonna try to get them measured out and put onto paper plates, as many as I can. So let's go here. Just big plates. Now what we're going to do here is just start weighing out some mozzarella onto different plates. This actually goes pretty good. All right, so we're also going to go a little bit different today. I've always done 60 grams of low moisture mozzarella, but I feel like my cheese coverage just isn't right. We've also reduced rhodiola down a little bit. One, because it's super expensive, but two, that I put all the rhodiola in the center, so when you take a bite, you have this cheese melt in your mouth. And unfortunately, that does create some issues. So I'm actually going to throw these dough balls. Never enough space. Over here. Okay, we're going to go 60 grams there. There goes 60 grams. Hot some on my. There goes, all right, so 70 grams. Here. Let's see what we can get out of this. 70 grams, 70 grams. So I'm a little bit nervous on the cheese blend. I'm changing a few things on this recipe, which I should never do. I should never change more than one thing at a time when testing, but I think we'll get the general idea of what we're trying to accomplish here. So cheese blend will be a little bit different flavor profile. For the most part, the same. It's just going to be less soggy in the center, a little bit less rhodiola, but it's going to get better cheese coverage. So I'm hoping it'll just be more consistent. That's what I'm ultimately hoping for. Too much. One thing I find interesting that with people is they'll salt to taste, or throw a little bit more cheese. Just add it on, do it to taste. I am not a believer in that. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm not saying that you're gonna make terrible pizza, but I think a lot of what my ethos is that it should be measured. If you really want to make something excellent, you need to measure it. And it's not excellent because it's excellent tasting and because you're a great cook. It's that, can you create the same experience for more people over and over again? And does that bring joy? Because what you do, and it's like that old cleaning show, or there was a lady always saying, "Oh, does it bring you joy?" It's like, I think pizza's the same way. Like, hey, can your pizza or your cooking or whatever that you're passionate about bring consistent joy to the people that interact with it? And that's what I'm shooting for. Now I was gonna make 7 pizzas, but I think I'm gonna be a little bit low moisture, so I'm gonna have an extra. I might be just fine. I think I've got 2 of these pizzas left available. So if you live in the Dallas area, you want free pizza, come on by. I would be happy to give you some. I'm over in the Flower Mound area. All right, cool. So we are about there on the cheese side. Awesome. All right, the rest of this is a snack for me. I'm going to put this all off to the side here because I'm going to snack on this as we are going. Okay. next thing that we're working on is the high moisture mozzarella. Now, high moisture, again, I use it at 25 grams. I go closer to 70. Closer to 30. What's interesting, I usually open a fresh bag when I make pizza, but I just can't consistently do that. So before, what was nice is one slice was roughly 25 grams. So this is going to be a bit of a different kind of scenario for me. But one thing I don't see a lot of people doing, they'll say, oh, use high moisture or low moisture. But they don't pat dry the cheese. And again, I'm not saying you're going to make bad pizza if you don't. But you have all kinds of different amounts of moisture that you're drawing in. At least you get the stuff off the top and press it just somewhat consistently. You get that much more consistency. You get less. You don't get this extra sogginess on the bottom or on the top. And to me, I think that's really important to a consistent journey. So we use this to tear out. Let's see here. Yeah, there we go. Awesome. Now, what I want to do is I could chop like this, but then the strands are shorter. That means more things to work with. I like the long strands. And I use the first cut as a measuring guide. So you see how that kind of sticks on top of that knife? I'll cut the next one just like that. And I'll do it again. Again, this part I wish I could get more consistent, but it's not like I have a full manufacturing line. So I gotta go 30 grams. Perfect, 30 grams. So that's gonna go on the first cheese plate. And go up to the side. Go to the side. Ooh, don't want to lose any cheese. Okay. Another 30 grams. Boom, 30 on the dot. I'll try to separate it out before putting it onto the plate. And then we're definitely going to need more, so we're going to put this back down here. Because I don't want the moisture to hit the table, because cheese moisture is kind of a pain to get out, to be honest. All right. Again, I'm just taking the high moisture mozzarella. This is Kirkland brand. I searched high and low for good quality high moisture mozzarella, and it exists, but it is expensive. I'm talking 2-3x of what this cost me, and the flavor on this is really good. I've tested them. The other ones are definitely a bit better, but for the price difference, it doesn't make any logical sense. And I don't think by the time you have all the other flavors, it makes it that big of a difference, because you're talking on one piece of pizza, you've got 450-ish grams of material, and the high moisture mozzarella is going to be 30 grams. So you're talking, less than 10% of the overall weight. So it's not like, oh, you're going to notice that 10%, but the difference is 10, 20% flavor, but you are getting, a fraction. So you're talking like a 1% difference in the overall taste. That's going to be 10% of that 30 grams or whatever. We actually went to a farmer's market this morning. It was pretty cool, just seeing everyone kind of in their own craft do what made them happy. I thought that was a really cool experience. All right, we're doing 30 grams on this one. I think cheese prep takes me long. I think the cheese prep is honestly my least favorite. It's actually not too bad. It always slows me down. It always takes much longer than I think it's gonna take me. Okay, we gotta do one more. I think we're gonna have just enough of this high moisture. So the low moisture, it's not just the moisture, but like look at the way it tears. So you're coming up here, right? As you can see because of the lighting that I have. Let me shut that off just for a quick second. Oh yeah. So look at this, ready? See how it tears? Completely different. Do the sauce quick stir. Test. All right, cool. So make sure that there's sound coming out. All right, cool. So then, oh yeah, we're gonna have just enough. So yeah, we're just gonna draw the moisture out. Again, on the cheese prep, and we haven't done the hardest part of that, the cheese prep, to be honest. The hardest part is the raviola, which is currently in the freezer, and I'll explain why we do that in just a moment. Honestly, the low flavor has more flavor, which I find pretty interesting. Okay, cool. So that cheese prep is done. We're gonna wait to do the raviola until the very end, just because that's reality. Now we have probably 12:38. All right, 12:38. We pull out 3 dough balls. 48:58. I could probably bring out a few more. 20 minutes. In a little while, I'll bring out some more. But I'm going to. We're gonna be able to start making here pretty quickly. So I'm gonna put 3 of these into the fridge just to keep them good. The other one I'm gonna keep out because we want the cheese to be close to room temp by the time you start cooking. So those ones should be good. Again, just kind of give the sauce a little mixture. Okay, so we got our cheeses, we got our flour. We got a few more clean dishes. Cool. All right, cool. So we got that all taken care of. We will have to do the robiola right before, because to be honest, it's kind of a pain. Or actually, we should probably do it now. Let's get 10 grams on here. Okay, so you have this. This is my favorite cheese. This I think is one of the things that this recipe does that most others don't. Well, this is robiola. This stuff is awesome. So it's almost like a, I don't know what you'd call it. The light is just too bright on the white. It's a rind, sort of like, brie is the easiest way to describe it. And one thing I did forget to do. Okay, so I'll also get a thing of cold water, and it just helps keep the knife clean as I cut through the cheese, because there is a rind here. That you cut off. Now you can't eat the rind. It's not terrible, but a brie rind, it may not be for everyone. And I don't know if you can actually cook it. I guess you could probably cook it. I've never tried, but for this recipe, we do cut it off. And of course, with rind, right? Totally safe knife skills right there. I just did. Again, I just try to get a little bit wet each cut. Try to help reduce it, because there is a lot of waste, I feel like, that comes into this, which I don't really care for. not just from a cost perspective, but from just a planet perspective. I want to try to be mindful of using everything that I can, especially when it comes from an animal. I'm trying to cut all this up. There we go. All right, cool. So we're gonna try to get start cutting. I'm gonna cut all these little tiny pieces of the rind. Boom. Okay. Try to get it. Scale turned off. Let's see. 10 grams. It's about 10 grams right there, give or take. 8.5. And we got just under. Oh, getting close. Let's go. 10. All right, cool. So then we'll grab another one. I want to cut off some more rind. That's why I wish I could almost like completely freeze this stuff, but I think it might ruin it, to be honest. If there's any cheese chemists out there, it'd be great to know how that works. But I do put in the freezer for a little bit to make it a little bit firmer to cut. Oh, 9.4. I'm getting closer on my cuts at least. 10.4. All right, cool. And then we're going to just slice that off best we can. I'm going to cut myself for sure. Doing this, not a good idea to cut like that. It's the only thing that why I try to do it last also is because it just ruins the cutting board. Or not ruins it, but you know, it creates some mess. So I'm gonna come here. 8.9, very, very close. All right, we're gonna try to scrape just a little bit off of that because I don't want to open up a whole other pack for these three. Just a little bit off. 9.6. Ooh, so close. Try to get a little bit more. Very close. 9, yeah, 9.10. Exactly. Beautiful. All right. Cool. So now we're going to take this roviola. We're going to just package this back up. We're going to put it back into the fridge for now because we do not want this stuff getting soft. All right, perfect. So we're going to take this off to the side here. All this stuff is going to go off to the side just for a little while. Great. Now we have our dough balls. This is the best part. The whole process, because I could see what the proofing looked like. These things went into the fridge at around 8. Got pulled out at 1, so that's about a 27-hour ferment. I was hoping to get 30, 36, but life just gets in the way. Either way, I'm sure it'll come out great. Now we do use an American wheat by King Arthur, which has a really unique flavor to it. So next, we go for our handy dandy thermometer. Apparently I did not bring in. Okay, now a couple things. Grab some basil plant. We do have a new pizza pill. It's made out of bamboo, which I'm not crazy excited about, but we're gonna give it a go. Key thing here is that so key thing here is that we need to make sure that the dough, I think around 60, 65, right? And that is not supposed to be in here. Hey, sorry dog, you can't be in here. Got long cooking. Oh, out. Yeah, don't want that type of thing here. All right, so still not quite warm enough. We're at 57.6. I'm gonna go manage this dog problem. I will be back. Gotta stay out. Okay, and then I had to get my hands re-washed. Okay, so now that we are waiting for the dough to warm up, which it should be here pretty soon, it's just a bit too cold. We're gonna go grab some more pizzas. Some more pizza dough balls out though. And this dog's not ready. You cannot be in here. How did you open the door? Okay. So you have 2 more dough balls right here. And I for sure need to find a more organized way to do everything. Yeah, I think almost like one of those pizza state trackers where it's like you put the plates all in there. Boom, 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 boom. That would be really helpful, actually. That's a good idea. All right. So We got all our cheeses. We got our dough. Semolina flour. Next. Bob's Red Mill makes some excellent stuff, by the way. If you don't have their items, I would recommend it. Now, we're going to adjust the camera here for a second. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and work. Oh, still not quite low enough yet. No, definitely not low enough. All right, close enough. We're going to. Oh, you need to get right back here. All right. Now, this pizza dough, we are going to. Another problem, situational problem we got is over here, which I'll have to pick off separately. This needs to be stacked somewhere over here. Again, part of this learning process is just learning the setup that I need to have. Cheese will not come over here. Notes should be separate over here. Dough balls over here. I kind of work right to left. I think makes the most sense. So we're going to have our dough balls. Again, this is all a learning process for me as well. Always is. So we're going to go dough balls on the right. We're going to go prep the dough balls in the center. So temperature probe over here to the side. Dough balls here. We're going to go assemble on the peel over here, which is where you have the cheese and the pasta sauce here. We're going to give this a good mixture as well. Again, let me prep the sauce one last time to get that sauce into the fridge. And one thing I completely forgot that we do need is we do need more garlic. Normally I have it prepped in the freezer. I use it all crazy fast. I had it gummy bear mold in a video on that, which actually surprisingly was my highest viewed video. I think like 12,000 views and almost 300 likes, which is awesome. So one scoop's about 70 grams. We got to get up to 90. Again, I'm just going to get ahead and try to get these three measured out because these are going to go into the oven pretty quick. And I want to get this sauce covered and into the fridge. So make sure everyone is safe. And this would be nice to have like a prep, like a freezing prep table or a prep table that has like the just like a cup, like a gram or two, like a little bit over, maybe like a gram or two, just because you do lose a tiny bit of sauce when you transfer it on. And again, that's within that ratio. Is within a couple percent of measurement I like to be in. Got some nice chunks in this one, which is great. That was 93, might be a bit much, take a tiny bit out. Yeah, 92.2, that's where I want to be. All right, I'm gonna get this sauce, and I'm gonna show you something really cool about how I do my my sauce. In a second, let me get this covered up in the fridge. Okay. One last thing that ended up happening is we ran out of garlic, so I do got to prep that now. So we're gonna move all this over here. Okay, so we have our garlic here, our board here. We're going to scrape off the cheese as much as possible first. With a fresh scraper, because we got dairy now. We're going to set it off here to the side. Just need this quick spray. This is Food Safe Spray. It's got a number of things in it. I make all natural items, no synthetics, no semi-synthetics mixed in. I'm very big about that. Now I will grab an abrasive cloth like this. Let me make sure I get all the rest of the chunks off. And you can see even after scrape, there's still quite a bit that comes off. Which is why sanitation is so important. Get all that. Okay, great. Now I'm just grab this one more time. It won't hurt you to eat it, but it will not taste good. Let that sit for a little while. Just pipe it off. Just like that. Cool. All right, now next, we want to go ahead and get some garlic. We're going to use 24 grams. Pretty much just one clove of garlic. We're going to use scale here. All right. Come here, and I found the easiest way to do this is just use like off the end like that. Grab all this. Try to get out any sort of big outer layers if you can, but still keep it together. So you don't lose a piece like this. Down. This is why I prep my garlic in such large batches typically, but I use it up so quick. It's just honestly so nice to have it when I need it. I just pop in a few of those gummy bear mold items, the garlic, pre-made garlic, and yeah, I think they're about 1 to 2 grams per gummy bear mold. I think 1.5 on average. So I put about 4 of those in there, and then it would just be super easy. Now I'm gonna stop, do garlic prep. It's just hard. All right, cool. All right, let's measure out how much we got. Hopefully 24. Awesome, just a bit over 24. That is beautiful. That's exactly what we're looking for. All right, cool. So we got our garlic all set there. I'm gonna go and toss this into the trash so I can get some more room to work. And let's get this scale moved off. Get this over here. Now we got our everything prepped, except for this little piece of powdered garlic. Okay. All right. What's nice about my setup now is that originally I had everything hooked up to the stainless steel table. That's no longer the case. What I really need here though is a separate table this way to put everything, and then sort of some sort of like a tray system. You can stack plates and prep. That would be really nice because this is actually a pretty nice setup. It would be nice if I said I had like a, I don't know what I call it. I wish I had like a chopping station that I could have just left this here. This is because it's kind of a pain moving around. So that and a fridge inside of here would have been, this would be like the best case scenario. All right, cool. So almost there. Get a bit more mince. All right. Awesome. So what? Oof. We're gonna go 6 grams. All right. So we get our scale back. And parse this out. 6 grams. Awesome. 6 grams there. Now the only thing that sucks is that this will be a slightly different flavor than what I'm used to because it's not the frozen garlic, and believe it or not, the frozen garlic is better for pizza. The flavor that you get is fantastic. I also need more garlic if you need to grab a few bowls. All right, cool. So then this is, I'm gonna have to put this somewhere. I'm gonna get a small container for this. Take that knife with me, or actually, yeah, take that with me. Okay, I've got the knife cleaned real fast, so we have that for later. I got this over here for the garlic. You know what? I think I'm gonna be short on garlic. I'll figure that out. Yeah, I got like just enough for a bit over one more pizza, so I'm gonna be my math. Can't math today, I guess. All right, cool. So that's all mixed in. This is all good to go. I'm gonna put this over here to the side. But yeah, some sort of a chopping station would be perfect. Let's check our dough again. Still dropping. About 64. So that's as good as we're gonna get. All right, cool. Now this part, I do like to take off my rings, bracelets, anything else like that I got. All right, so station makes sense. We are gonna go. We're gonna go flour. Let me put this in here. All right, we're gonna go flour on here on the surface. Move this out of the way as well. All the cleaning stuff be nice and like all of the all the prep stuff. That's what I need next. That makes sense. All right, this right here, I'm gonna need a bit more. All right. Next, we're gonna go and grab our dough ball as best we can. Oh, it's coming right off. There we go. There, touch it. All right, cool. So that's gonna. Oh, got a dough ball. Not as flat as I'd like. Oh, this is not gonna be a great pizza. That did not come out right. Interesting. All right. Well, we're gonna try anyways. We're gonna put a flour on top here. It'll be fine, but it's not gonna have that consistency that I like. Okay, I'm just trying to make that here. We'll just press it out. Now we're gonna put it together. All right. This part is the messiest part, but also the most fun. Okay, before I start doing this, actually, let me get some semolina on here. Down a little bit more. Down just a little bit more. Just a little bit. All right, cool. Now, when I got this, I don't think there's gonna be such deep lines. Like my thought, I'm like, there's just shit's gonna get caught in there. And now I put the salmonella, it's just gonna get caught in there as well. I'm not a huge fan of this pizza dough, to be honest. But we'll give it a go and see how it works. So I'm using metal ones, which I've done. All right, so spinning part right here, we got land. Window pane test looks good. It's not tearing. Maybe one little micro tear. Overall, not bad. Dough's a little bit softer than I'd like. It's weird because the temperature is perfect. All right, this is a 14-inch pie right here, so I need to stretch this out to 14 inches. Oh, that does need to be stretched way more to reach 14. Oh, we did get a little tiny tear in there. A couple little tiny tears. Interesting. I don't know if we can make this all the way to 14. I don't think so. It's going to stretch that far. It may. Let's see here. Pass. Right, next thing is this have the group so I can tell how wide it's going to be, which is great. I'm going to go 10.5 is minus 14 is 3.5, 1, 7. I mean, that's a lot of. I usually use a ring on here to get everything nice and even, but I also don't like that idea here. However, I am going to do these spatula thing. What? You think all my food in my housing? And then you have the fun things and I have to put things in? Oh, that's so unfair. Okay, so what I usually use is this. This is a cake ring, and I try to center it as best I can. I think it's here as we get. Oh yeah, there's some tear in here for sure. Again, I think that double isn't perfect the way it should have been. This will end up being pretty good. So I'm going to just take one of these sauces, mix this up, and it goes here in the center. Now, super, super important. Again, this is a larger one. I don't usually, I'm going to get my smaller one. This one is way too large. So I usually use a more medium-sized one, but this is kind of interesting. Now I don't cook. Some people ask, well, do you cook the pizza sauce? And the answer is no. Because you're throwing it into an oven. It was my oven about 530, 550, kind of depends on the day. You don't, it's already been cooked. So you don't really have to. Okay. So there's that. Now, super important. So this is like a new type of rosemary, I guess. I grow my own rosemary and basil. I find that makes a huge difference. Sometimes, honestly, I've run out a couple times. Like this time, I did run out, and so I had to go buy a new plant. But I think taking it directly off plan right before cook is really important. This is like a, this is a really nice smell. It's not as potent, it's smooth. I don't like it. All right. Now I'll take a fresh basil leaf, usually 3 to 5, just kind of depends on the size. Got a hand tear. If you cut it up, I think it looks more aesthetically pleasing, but it ruins the cell walls. And so typically I will hand pull these. A big piece right there. Now it's also really important you cook this under the cheese. Under the cheese is very important. I'm gonna take this now. I will take my little moisture mozzarella. Take it in here first. And then we're gonna take our high moisture. So every single bite gets a little bit of everything. Now throw the strands like kind of in a star shape like this, and then throw one in the center usually, this little tiny bit, and then throw whatever's left over on top there. All right, next. That's all good. Now we're ready on our roviola. Again, this stuff gets room temperature. Look how cheesy and melty that is. It's because it's close to the body. It's closer to, probably 76 in here. It's a little bit warm because of the lights. That juice. Now I gotta wash my hands before I touch the pizza again. Worth it. All right. Now, you got everything right here. To be honest, I'm gonna turn off this extra light that we got here because this is probably too bright. There we go. Let's see if that's better here. Oh yeah. Whoa, too much. There we go. There we go. All right. Let's just be the webcam. Is what we're setting. And we're gonna try to launch this. If we can, I'm not feeling very confident. I should have done a test beforehand. Yeah, see that's sticking. Perfect pizza. Ruined because it's sticking. And when I got this pizza peel, I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna like it or not. Sure enough. Yeah, that's messing the whole thing. With a nice perfect pie. And this will not come out as nice as I was hoping. All right, let's go launch this thing. So I can tell you right now, I do not like this pizza pill. It stuck like crazy. I mean, I put a lot of salmonella in here. Again, it's probably because of the groove. I was thinking more of like less of a groove. Yeah, look at the moisture. You can see moisture just sticking to this. Now I have so much on here. Yeah, this pizza pill is going back in the mail for sure. Okay, so we got that done. With that done, we're gonna go ahead and grab the next pizza. So you're seeing this off shot, but I am cleaning up the cutting board. So I want everyone to see how this looks. Okay, so next pizza, let's get this started, I guess. We're gonna throw this off to the side here. We're gonna throw some more flour down. Again, we're gonna see if we can get this to work. We're gonna sprinkle a bit of flour on this next dough ball, make it a bit easier to work with. Now, normally I have to cut these out, but again, like, oh yeah, look at that. It's already so soft. I'm not gonna be able to round it. I'm gonna have to try and see how it's touching here and see how it's touching here. Because it ran up the edges, it's already not a perfect shape. So like this is already not ideal. So we're gonna try something different here. I've never done it like this, but this pizza dough seems so hard to work with. I mean, I don't know if it'll create a ridge, to be honest. Do it all by hand. Yeah, I mean, look, I already got a rip. I don't care. I think I can only leave these pizza dough balls out for a little while. I think 65 would be too much. This dough ball right now is currently 60. It's reading. 67 and a half. I mean, it's a little bit warm, but not enough to like act like this. I think it's also because of the flour, it becomes so hard to work with. Like, I don't know how I'm gonna work with this, to be honest. I'm kind of lost in words here. All right, we're gonna have to try our best here. Just try to move quick so it doesn't tear like that. Yep, there it is. Oh my god. All right, I'm gonna go turn the pizza while that sits. Okay, so yeah, this pizza pill is not ideal, and also extra fermentation time is great, but I don't think I can actually let it get this warm. I mean, this pizza dough is getting pretty tough to work with. So again, we're gonna go with the sauce, mix this in, pour in the center, grab the ring, boom. And what this does, it helps avoid a couple of things. One, it makes better consistency, but two, it also helps avoid other things. Let me go try on that pizza real fast. Okay, I'm having to work here a little bit faster than I thought it would. But here's the first pizza. As you can see, it's stuck. It's stuck bad. So, not really sure how we're going to manage this, but normally I let this sit on a grate to let it cool underneath, prevent sogginess, but that's not going to happen this time around. I'm going to go ahead and just get some cheese on here. let it sit for a few minutes, and then I will do some basil on top of it. Oh. So what you didn't see off screen is that I went ahead and I put the cheese or the dough balls back into the fridge. Down here. This is a very regular one, so I am not going to get picture perfect. So normally I take a full basil leaf, but because we're just going to eat this one, I mean, taking anybody that we know. Sophia, want to come try pizza? Pizza. All right. Still a bit of a flop there in the center. So hard to tell because that dough is just so soft. We're good. Deliver it to the pan. Sophia, pizza's right here. Pizza here, guys. Yeah, a lot. Alright. Flavor, solid. I think I like the 24-hour more. Oh no. Got to throw rosemary underneath the cheese. Alright, cool. And then some basil. Yeah, the cheese was underneath the cheese. I kind of messed up on that, so. that awesome bit of robiola right here in the center. Boom. That off. Okay. Next one. I do not want this up sticking. So, again, we're going to put this up here. This is for the last pizza. This can head out. We are going to take this and just plop it on. This dough is too soft. How's the pizza, guys? Busy. Yes, Sophia. Yes, I did. No, you're not like that. You're not. You already ate it several times without any issues. Sophia. You did it several times. Like that. So you'll kind of see how I messed up. This pizza dough is not going to get used. It's too soft. It's already ripping. Look at that. That's not going to get used. So that's going to go in the trash. It's too soft. But look, yeah.
Pizza dough is too soft.
Oh.
It just broke.
It just broke?
Yeah, it's getting soft.
All right, well, why don't you try this one then, huh, buddy? Are you serious? What happened to my cheese? Here, oh, here it is. Again, let's throw some cheese on here. And you can see the basil, because I put it on after the cheese by accident, how quickly that burned. So it's going to give kind of an off flavor. You've got to put the cheese in. What? Not right now. It's not ready yet.
So after you put it in the oven, it will be
maybe.
If you can't, if you have to do something inside, I'll just say it, because that may always do a copy.
Oh, yeah. Okay, cool. All right, let's give this one a go. And this one, I will put on some basil leaves. So, let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, All right, I think that's all we have for live streaming today. Hope you enjoyed it. It's about 2 hours in total. This pizza came out really nice looking. We'll see how the flavor comes along.